Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to a delightful video on this wonderful Saturday, or whatever day you watch this. I don't know, I'm not Gandhi, but I hope you're doing well. FIFA 22 is a game which has many good things and mildly annoying things. In today's video, I'm gonna go through 12 things that might annoy you while you play FIFA 22. This could be little minute things or just straight up annoying things that you may experience during your FIFA 22 experience. If you guys do enjoy, smash that like button and also subscribe if you're new, because we're gonna get stuck into some things that you may feel quite uncomfortable about. We're almost at 275,000 subscribers, so feel free and smash that subscribe button if you're new. And tell me down below things that you may find kind of annoying too. And let's go. Are you in a search for a football news app? Well, I've got you sorted, lad. This video has been kindly sponsored by OneFootball, your local neighborhood football app. For all the latest transfer news or any news happening with your football club, this is the app for you on iOS or Android for absolutely free. The link is at the top of the description. Live score updates, live lineups, live league table, live everything just for you. It's nice and easy to read, and it's even got dark mode, which I know how much you like dark mode. If this tickles your fancy, then I'll leave a link at top of the description just for you. Let me know down below if you downloaded it, and let's get straight to the video. Number one here, and let's set the scene. Okay, you're doing some SBCs. It could be some gold upgrades. It could be some marquee matchups. Okay, you're doing your team. You put your players in for the requirements, and you're all good to go. You go and submit your team, and then suddenly you are kicked out of FUT for seemingly no reason. Now, this has been a glitch since FIFA 20, that for some reason, if you've got a player in your team, in any of your squads, which by the way, you may have tons because that's just what happens sometimes, that if you do put a player that is in any of your presumably random 50 different squads that you may have for different objectives, then you'll be kicked out of FUT. This happens to me minimum of 2 or 3 times a day because I forget that this even exists. Now, of course, you can bypass it by when you see this little screen pop up saying this player's in a team of yours, do you want to submit to him? If you just wait 3 seconds, then you can do it completely fine. But sometimes, yeah, I forget who I even put in a team because I'm too busy doing objectives 5 times a week. It's rather annoying that I still get kicked out of FUT for this, and I don't know why it's not been even resolved. Number 2 are things that might annoy you, and that is your objectives. Just the entire objective tabs, especially if you're on old gen, but even on new gen, it is just a bit of a pain to go through it. If you got like 3 or 5 things waiting for you to go and unlock, it could be in your season progression, in your milestones, I don't know, man, but it feels like it takes like a minute to go through every single individual objective and try to unlock it, and most of the time it's for something completely useless, like some dead badge or typho. Why don't they have a button that if you have 2 or more things to claim, just have a claim all button? That would make my life so much easier. Number 3, and let's say that you open a pack. Let's say it's some sort of 15k pack or mega pack or even a rare mega pack, and you get some consumables. Now, this is a real just weird thing that happens because it didn't used to be like this, but for some reason, if you try to see what price they're at and compare the price of the item, if it's a badge, if it's a chemistry style, if it's a position modifier, just to see at an all-around ballpark figure how much is it worth, you just don't get anything. It says that they don't exist on market. For whatever reason, this year, I don't know why, because last year it worked pretty much fine, but you can't compare price of half of the consumables. But you can compare price on the stadium stuff like the sparklers and the game sounds and celebrations, where hey, but you can't for some reason, and I don't know why, but badges and chem styles and position modifiers, you don't know until you actually go into the market yourself and search yourself. So what you usually do is that you get like a hunter, you think, oh, I'll check on market how much it is, and then you forget, and then you got 4k there just kind of waiting, doing nothing. Number 4 here, lads, and maybe it's just a me thing, maybe I'm the one on the wrong here, but foot draft. Now, this year it is quite harder than usual, and that is not what the point is here. My point is that when you do win a draft, which sometimes is not that often because it's harder this year, I still don't understand how after all these years, 6 years of foot draft, that you still don't get given back a draft token guaranteed for winning the draft. And the reason why I say this year especially is because the market is so dead that most walkouts isn't even worth 15k alone, that for you to even make back profit, because you're not guaranteed a walkout. No, you're not, lad. You're gonna probably get a bunch of 83s if you're lucky, you know, like of a Carlos Vela or a Angelino, which you not sell for more than like 1.1k coins if you're lucky. You're not going to make that 15k back 90% of the time, and for the amount of stress that FUT Draft causes me, it's really annoying and not worth it at all. And I just don't get why you just don't get given a FUT Draft token for winning the FUT Draft. In my mind, it just makes sense. Number 5, and we are going into career mode because I gotta have some other game modes in and then just FUT, of course. So number 5 here, I'm gonna break down into something that it's been a thing for a few years, and each time it happens, I'm like, why does this even exist? And that is when your players comes to you requesting game time. Excuse me, lad, if I'm not playing you, it's because you probably have less than 80 pace. No offense, pal, but you're just not fast enough. And it's even worse that sometimes you get a player that is like a backup goalkeeper, or like a player that is literally injured, and they actually ask for game time when sometimes they literally cannot play. When I'm doing a Burnley career mode and I got Kevin Long, my 5th or 6th choice centre back, saying, oh, I'll love some game time, boss. No, you won't, because you're lad. There's a reason why I don't play in the first place. Number 6, and that is if you get to a certain stage in career mode, which I usually don't, but I've seen this happen quite a few times, that if you get some new gen players arriving, some newly regenerated new beasts on the scene, for some reason, they've got skinny ass arms, which is just so stupid that it's actually funny. It's really off-putting when you have a player that's like 90 odd rated and they're like the best player in the world, but they got arms the size of me. It's just a weird sight. Number 7 is pro clubs, and this is gonna be very nice and very simple, right? Pro clubs. My annoyance with that is that it's literally the same thing for the last 13 years. 18 years, I don't even know how long, but each time I look at the menus, each FIFA, because I play it a good amount, not that much, but I like to go on with my mates or with my streams, and guess what? The menus look the exact same, It's just Div 10 to Div 1, and there's a cup feature which no one bothers playing for, because why would you even waste your time doing that? How is it still the same thing? Like, yes, you got player roles now, well, yay, amazing, I'm so happy about that, but like, you need to like get involved in VFL or any of these pro club leagues, because other than that, you're just kind of wasting your time. If you've never tried 11v11 pro clubs, try it out, because it actually is so different, the entire experience, that you could possibly imagine when you play FUT. While I am on the topic of pro clubs, number 8 here, if you've ever played a game of pro clubs dropping matches, pass the football, you absolute dick. Number 9, and have you ever looked at the custom items in the FIFA Ultimate Team store and you thought, hey, I'd love a bit of that. That's a bit of me, that. No? Me neither. The last 2-3 years, ever since season progression has been really a thing. Customizational things like badges and kits and typhols, and they have a bunch of these things on the season. They just fill it up with it that no one cares about. But guess what? You know what I find funny? Is that all of it looks awful. Like, no one ever looks at this and think, yeah, I would like a bit of that. That really is what I want. It looks nice and cool. No one's ever said that. The only thing that people kind of, I think, care about is the cat puff thing. Whatever that's supposed to be. Like, it makes no sense to me, but yeah. Number 10, and let's talk rivals, right? Because if you have not realized, which you definitely have if you played it, that you cannot get relegated in Div Rivals. Once you make it to your level, you're at a checkpoint, and once you're at your level, which you can't really win any more games and get further on ahead, then that means that you are in hell, okay? You can't make it any further. Welcome to hell, mate, because you can't go down. You're stuck here forever, okay? Until the new season. In fact, what's even more weirder, that playing Rivals is much more stressful than playing FUT Champs. And that leads me to number 11, is that qualifying for FUT Champs is more stressful than actually playing FUT Champs. I've had much more of a stressful experience playing FUT Champs, playing harder people, than I have actually qualifying for the damn thing. And last but not least, number 12, and this is quite simple, and this happens to absolutely all of us, and that is when you concede a penalty, when you do not press a single thing on your controller. honest to God, sometimes they could literally just run into you. They could do a body feint into you, some sort of skill move into you, and basically they fall over and they get given a penalty. There you go, boys. That is 12 FIFA 22 things that might annoy you. Tell me if I missed out on anything, and I may do another video in about a week or two time of a few more things that I may think of. But lads, if you do enjoy, smash the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time for another video. And stay safe, lads.